Sawadee Cup, and welcome to the Think Pink podcast. So, another guest this week in Louie from Top Gun Muay Thai in Queensland. He's been staying with me for a week down here in Adelaide, just soaking up our gym and doing some training with Matt Moss as well. Before I go any further, please hit the subscribe button. Please like the videos, please share the videos. And if you can watch them through to the end, at least keep them running through to the end. I'd really appreciate it. Just get that watch time up, which then helps with the algorithm to help my channel grow. But yeah, so had a really good chat to Louie. I do want to apologise that the end sort of got cut off. My phone ran out of memory and I've just dumped a heap of stuff off of there today. But the end of it was a little bit lovey-dovey anyway, so you didn't miss a whole heap. There was some good stuff in there, but I have absolutely no doubt that Louie will be back on again. We'll do another episode. It's real. He's a beautiful guy, and the emotion he showed during the chat, he chats a lot about his friend / trainer who passed away, and got quite emotional while doing so, and understandable as well. It's someone he loved dearly. So yeah, if you want to sit through this whole thing, you'll take some good stuff out of it, and it's good to hear a Queenslander's perspective on where Queensland's at. So yeah, thanks guys. See you at the end. Coming on it. Yep. Yeah, I'm not going to edit that out. Just going to leave that bit in there. Yep. Just let me have a drink. Yes. You got any water or something?
Yeah.
Go on.
Cup there. Thank you. So, sir, where were you on the night of evening of?
How's training tonight?
It was good, man. It was really cool. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Yeah. You like how Clint does this thing, eh? That's your second Clint class, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, I like his teaching style, dude. He's just very approachable. You can see the passion in what he does, man. He's patient. Cool. Yeah. Good
He's
dude.
Good, man. Good
dude.
Good IQ style as well. Like, you see when he hits pads, how he kicks blocks straight away and stuff.
Yeah, everything. I really enjoy doing those classes, whoever it is with. When you do shit that makes sense.
Yeah.
Everything you do makes sense, and he gives a reason and an explanation for it. So like catching that kick, and then pulling them back.
Yeah.
Taking that step backwards, and getting yourself into a position to then throw that kick to counter.
Yeah.
And just that knowledge, man. Like having that ability to go, it's a southpaw versus orthodox, and going, how do I make this work for this, and not freaking out and going, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then having the ability to, on the spot, go, how do I do this?
Yeah.
So that's where that IQ comes through.
Do you know who his last fight was?
No.
Mark Standing.
Oh, from Solace?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
He fought him in Ballina.
Really?
Yeah. On the first Ballina show.
I'm sure. Oh, maybe if it was the first show, maybe I didn't watch it.
I was doing commentary with Reese.
Reese Lightning?
Yeah.
Nah, I do.
It was an all Ami show.
Yeah, no, I do remember watching that. Don't remember the fight, but I do remember the show because I remember you and Reese just cracking up the whole time. Just giving each other shit.
It's pretty good.
I do remember that one. I'd have to watch it back, but yeah, I do remember.
Yeah, so he was the last fight on that.
Yeah, cool.
But he's only if you put all of his time that he's actually been training into years. Fuck, he'd probably be lucky to be 3.5 years, eh?
It seems more than that.
Because he did.
Think so.
He did. He had his first fight a long time ago, and then ran away for 3 years.
Yeah.
So he didn't have to have his second fight. He legged it, moved 10 hours north, bro.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which was where he was originally from.
Yeah.
But he moved up there to get away from it.
Yeah.
And
just went interstate.
Still in South Australia, but it's just a long way up.
Close to the border.
Yeah, it's the last main sort of town.
Yeah, nice.
Before the border.
Nice.
And he just came back one day and he's like, "You mind if I train again?"
Yeah.
I I'm like, yeah, let's go for it. And then he's like, 4 or 5 weeks later, bro.
Yep.
From zero, hadn't trained in like 3 years.
By the way, you're fighting.
Oh, he was like, we went out for dinner after his first session back.
Yeah.
He goes, what do you reckon about letting me fight again? I'm like, yeah, man. He goes, put me on the next show. I'm like, done.
Yeah.
So he went in there like gas tank fit, but not conditioned.
Not conditioned. Yeah. Big difference.
Yeah. That was like Panna when he fought on hardcore, when he fought Quang Pham.
Yeah.
Quang Pham, yeah. He'd only been back from overseas for 3 weeks, and he was fit, but not conditioned, which is why he couldn't take the beating, you know?
Yeah.
Couldn't take the heavy shots in the first round. And yeah, it's crazy, man, like how the difference between being fit and being...
Yeah, two very, very different.
Yeah.
You know, not energy reserves, but just...
Yeah, it's just different, yeah.
Different components of what
for sure.
to be a fighter.
Yeah. So when you fought, were you like a gas tank guy?
No.
No? Total
never.
opposite?
Total opposite, bro.
Was that through not being fit, or was it just through...
That was through just pure laziness and not running, dude. Man, I had a very short-lived fight career.
Yeah.
I guess my thing was just being tough. Was
Queensland.
And stupid. Tough and stupid, man. I think they go hand in hand, bro, because you can only be tough so long before you get exposed.
Yeah, it's true. True.
Yeah, no, my cardio was always shocking, dude, and that was just through me not running and putting in the work.
Yep.
And probably thinking I hit a lot harder and I was a lot tougher than what I actually really was, man. So, no, I can take a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
Did you win?
No. Two draws and a loss.
2 draws?
Yeah, bro. So first one, definitely a draw.
Yeah.
I went out and I put him down in the first round.
Then lost the rest of it.
And then ran out of gas. It was the most terrifying feeling.
I knew where that was going as soon as you
Yeah, dude, as soon as you hear that.
You went balls to the wall after the 8 count or whatever?
Yep, dude. Fucking went back to my corner, didn't even go, just had no idea, man.
Yeah,
no idea.
What show was that on?
That was on Ignite the Fight. So all my fights were on that.
Who's the promoter of that?
Rochelle and Shona from Ignition.
Oh, no shit.
So I'm not quite sure where they're at anymore. I think they're still going, I think. I think we see them around shows every now and then. But yeah, I'm not sure. As for the promotion, I don't think it's a thing anymore.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it for a long time.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But I mean, we enjoyed fighting on their shows, man. They always looked after us. They were a cool bunch.
Yep. So did you fight under your original trainer, or did you fight under Mav?
So Mav's always been our head coach. Brett. So Brett was still with us for my first fight.
Yep.
And then he passed away the week before my second fight.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So that was that was a tough one, man. That was
no doubt.
Yeah, that really sucked. That hurt. But that was the fight. I just went, nah, fuck it. I'm not pulling out of this fight.
Yeah.
That was the first thing everyone asked. And went, are you going to fight? I mean, yeah, nah, fuck it. We're still going in there. So Corbin and I both fought that night.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. That was the fight. I definitely thought I won that fight.
Yeah.
I went out and just clinched this.
I'll beep it out.
I went out and just gave this dude a bit of a clinch clinic.
Yeah.
Got dropped in the first 10 seconds of the round. So I went out, so it was pretty much the opposite of my first fight.
Other way around.
Other way around. Went out, just got dogged by him, man. Went out. Went to put my hand out and touch gloves and just got push kicked straight away, dude, and sort of got out of the way and went, right, cool, man. Went to settle and then just got hit with a right hand, bro, and my head just got whiplashed back. I think the only saving grace of that fight, man, was I think I hit the canvas so hard, my head bounced, and I pretty much just bounced back up and went, and I just remember seeing, like, everything was black, man. I just went, just grab a hold of him, and that's all I did the whole fight, man. And just, it was ugly, dude. But yeah, I definitely just clinic just from a real big hands heavy gym, and through just being hurt and knowing that I didn't want to stand there and trade with him.
Yeah. Do you remember who he was?
Yeah.
Did he go on to fight more? Or?
No, I believe that was his last fight. I don't know. I know his name. The gym are no longer. There's something else. Same thing, different name.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget that. You know that feeling of, I got a hold of him once and I landed this knee and I just heard his soul just leave his body, and as soon as that knee landed, I went, this is what I need to do.
Yeah.
I'm just going to grab a hold of you. I'm just going to keep.
When you feel like you bruise your knee on their spine from the front.
Yeah. I'm just going to keep doing this. And it was pretty cool, man. So again, I don't know, man. It was amateur.
At the end of the day, it is what it is, right?
It is what it is, man.
Can't change it.
I thought I won. The first thing Mav said to me when I got back was, if we didn't win that fight, then it's bullshit. But it is what it is, man. It was a cool experience. The third fight was definitely the toughest. Funny story about that was Mav didn't actually tell, so it was actually a change of opponent. So Dan from Muay Thai stepped in on that fight. And all Mav said to me was, they're from a really, really good gym. And I went, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, man, it is what it is. Only to find out later on that it was Muay Thai, and then,
I'm pretty sure I remember that fight, eh?
Yeah, it was, and it was just a clinic, man. It was a really good fight. I thought I did really well in that fight. Just got outclassed, man.
How good was did he step up left knee here?
Oh, bro.
Straight away
man,
asked you.
I have to show you these photos, dude. I've got photos of my rib cage just folded in half and his knee on the other side of my spine, man. It's just, they were just a clinic, dude. Just got pieced up, man. But definitely, the last one was definitely the funnest fight, man. It's the one I enjoyed the most. It's the one I felt the best about. And then, yeah, man, I did that, and I sort of just losing Brett was sorry.
No.
It was really fucking hard, dude.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
And it sort of
did you lose the fire from it? Like, lose the fire to be a fighter?
Yeah. Yeah, man. He was a big part of, I guess, he was a lot more than a coach for me.
Yeah.
He was my best friend as well.
Okay. That makes it even harder.
So that really sucked, dude.
Yeah.
And it just it left a void, man.
Yeah.
Where I sort of felt obligated in a way to just try and continue building what he started to build.
Yeah.
And just take some of the pressure off Mav, because I saw the struggles Mav had, still being so fucking young, man, because he was still only like, dude, I want to say he was only like 19.
It's crazy how young he is, eh?
Yeah, dude. It's he's a fucking child, bro. He's still a child, man.
Man, my firstborn's older than him.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So, it was sort of, it was my way of just honouring what he started, man,
cool.
and trying to.
That's special. It's a good reason to want to be a trainer, man.
Yeah.
To fill a spot that was left when someone left, like it was, man. That's honourable as fuck.
So that's just sort of how I dealt with that, man, and how I deal with doing what I do is just trying to honour his what he started.
Yeah, cool.
So
yeah, sick. No, good on you, man. That's actually awesome. Like, I had no idea. Like, obviously I knew he passed away and stuff, but that's cool, man. Like, it's one of those things that our drive to be whatever version of ourselves it is can be so different for whatever reason. Like, my want to become a good trainer was when I just knew I wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
And I sort of missed the boat with an injury and stuff, and then I was like, all right, I'll come back. I'm just going to rack them up now, get some experience.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all I really, there's two options, like, to learn how to be a good trainer, I believe, and it's you either have a lot of fights and experience it all firsthand,
Yep.
or you corner for a lot of fights.
Yeah.
And obviously, cornering for a lot of fights is the safest way of doing it,
Yep.
and the less CTE way of doing it.
Yeah, dude, definitely.
But
definitely, for sure.
I think the fighting yourself bit is the shortcut.
Yeah.
And this is why I've said over and over and over again, you don't actually have to have had fights, let alone lots of fights, to be a good trainer. And I've had this chat with Benji, because
Yep.
Benji's started his own thing, and
Yeah.
he's like, I'm just worried about, looking like a fraud and stuff. I'm like, but you're not, because you're doing the right. You've got a buddy gym. You're cornering with me. You're learning how to do it all, and I won't let you have your own fighter, because I had one of my old fighters recently asked to start his own thing, and I said no. I said, bro, you need a lot more experience yet.
Yeah. Yeah, not through like a competitive, egotistical way. It's for his benefit. It's you going, man, you're not ready to do this.
Yeah, and I suppose the ego comes in where they represent me as such.
Yeah, it's part of your lineage, dude.
Yeah, man. So
it's still your name on that brand.
Yeah, for sure. So I've got to make sure they're prepared.
Yeah, man.
So. Yeah. Good.
I think also too, dude, is ego is something that gets spoken a lot about now, which I think is really fucking
Healthy.
Excuse me. And realizing that you do need mentors in this sport.
Yeah,
you
man.
know what I mean? Like having someone. And it's no secret, dude. You're that for me. You're the dude I ask everything about.
Yeah.
Everyone has mentors and people that they look to, and we are very, very blessed in Australia to have those people. To have you, to have Kieran, to have Daz, to have Donnie. All these dudes that genuinely want to see the next generation come up and do it the right way and follow the right path, because at the end of the day,
that's a big part of it, right? The people who are being the mentors have to be, without blowing my own trumpet and stuff, the people who are putting Muay Thai first. People who Muay Thai, I suppose I said it the other day in a short reel, I reckon it was like Muay Thai people learning the business side of things, or business people
learning the Muay Thai part of it. Very different.
Yeah, and people like the guys you listed, and go back as far as like Nuggets, and then there's Andy Parnham and all these guys, man. Like go back to my original trainer mentor is Alan Wong from Flinders, and Sam Benetti. Like the thing is, when people are putting the sport first, before all the bullshit, before the money, before everything, you're allowed to make money from it.
Absolutely.
It's Kieran and that talk about it often on like the Muay Thai and that. It's like they think people say like if you make money from it, no, it's bullshit. Like you've got to make money, and it doesn't mean you're not putting Muay Thai first.
No,
it just means you got a bit of a brain. You know how to turn it into money.
And passion for the sport doesn't pay the bills.
No, it doesn't.
That's it's
fucking in an
airy fairy world, dude. It would, where it'll be sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately, it doesn't. So the
2025 rainbows everywhere.
Yeah, bro. Not anymore, dude. I have faith. That that's all gone. I do have faith that it's. Shit, sorry, dude. I've totally lost my score.
I think we're on a good path. I think we are. Like, I think we've got a good group of us guys, and I look at the people who I'm surrounded by, and when obviously my birthday just passed, and no matter how much of a shit fucking day it was.
Oh, really?
Some of the messages I get when I look at my phone, and it's like, fuck, like this is like, I mean, like on my phone messages, not like my Facebook stuff, and it's like
not even the socials.
And I'm like, fuck, these are like my fucking idols, you know.
Yeah, man.
You know, like I sometimes wonder how I'm here, how I'm part of that group.
Yeah.
And if I sit back and think, I can see why. I think the main thing that attracts people to me is my sacrifice that I gave to do the Thailand thing. I've done something that I'm probably the last to do it. Like the bones of your ass, no such thing as sponsors, no social media, really. Man, when I was most of my time in Thailand, to use Facebook and stuff, you had to go downstairs to a internet cafe and you had to pay by the hour.
Wow.
You couldn't, like, to put your photos up on there, you had to plug your camera into your fucking computer, and you had to take them off and into like a public computer thing.
And of that hour that you've paid for, 45 minutes of that is uploading the photos, not even...
Yeah, man. So that was like...
Editing.
Which even that was still a level above what like the Dazzers and the Waynes and all that had, you know? Like, that generation is... Man, that's the dream.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't have a choice but to be treated like a Thai back then.
Yeah.
Or you just got ignored.
Yeah.
My generation was still a lot of that, but there was, towards the end of it, was where you had Western-owned gyms and all that sort of stuff. But I think people noticed what I went without for so long.
Yeah.
And that I am probably the last one that will ever have done it that way.
Oh, it's a different time, man.
Yeah.
That period of time has been and gone and won't exist again.
Yeah,
man,
I reckon I was back for about a year and I saw the first fucking GoFundMe thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Where the fuck?
And I remember everyone just bitching about it on social media, going, how about these people just fight and shit, you know? Like they're over there, all they want is someone to pay for them to stay in Thailand and like, it's like, fund my Muay Thai career.
Yeah.
And people are putting money in there, bro.
And dude, I mean, that's a big thing today, man, as well. It's like now it's being abused. I've seen it abused as well, dude. Like, people are going on a Thailand training holiday and they're over there for a month, and it's like, dude, if you can't save the funds to go to Thailand for a month to go and train, and you're asking for... It's a bit of a red flag, man.
Fight once a week, mate.
Yeah, so for people that are and I'm an advocate for sponsoring fighters and promotions and stuff like that.
Sure,
but just be mindful too, dude. Just be mindful of the people that you do decide to, and just make sure that the intent is actually to, like I say, man, going to Thailand for a month it's not. I know it's tough times for people, but it's not that fucking expensive, man.
No, man. Jason's gone there with absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And I paid for his training. I got him a free room through Criminop.
Yeah.
Criminop's feeding him most days, most meals, I think.
And that's the other thing is it's also, there's so many different ways to help people. It's not all financial. No. So if you do. You do have that thing where you do have mentors and people that you look up to. They have the connections, not only to, get you onto promotions that are going to get you recognised, and all that sort of stuff. They know people that, are going to help you in your career. And that goes more than just putting you on promotions. That does exactly what you just said. Making sure you've got a bed, make sure you've got food.
Yeah, man.
So... it's not just all money. And that's a part and parcel, I think, is such a beautiful part of this sport, is that it's one of few sports where that stuff goes on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Because the big business money hasn't come into it.
No.
I spoke about that on... I don't know what it was on. I remember talking about it. Maybe it was even on the Rebellion podcast, the early Rebellion podcast.
Yeah, cool.
Where I think it was on that. I can't remember, but I remember saying that I believe it's because of it's not corrupted by corporate money yet.
No.
Where where it's very much a love-based sport, and you know you're not going to get rich, so like you just do it. You know, you do it for love first, and then. But
I think that's sorry, Kate.
No, go for it.
I think that's why I'm a big advocate for also keeping the cultural side of this sport so big, and why I think it's so important.
Super important.
For me, that's the saving grace, and that's what separates it from the rest. Is that you look at. I've not been to Thailand, so I don't know a lot about Thai culture, but everything that I have learnt is it's just they're such beautiful people.
Yeah.
You know, the Thais I have met, they're happy with, they've got nothing and they're happy. You know, so I feel like that feeds into the sport. Whereas, like if there's no money there, you can still be happy and still be successful in the sport.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas I feel like if we lose that, we're in for a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
and it's going to be a real problem.
Yeah, so, I think that's where my problem with a particular promotion, where it's taken out all of the aspects that make Muay Thai. Yeah. And literally every single aspect of it. And even the Thai government had a problem with them about that same thing,
Yeah, and so it is. It goes. It's one of those things that goes more than the fight. Yeah. And I feel like it's on the people that say that they care about the sport, and even if they do love the fight part of it. Just realise that there is a bigger picture at hand, and if you want to continue just doing the fight, that's okay too. But if we lose that part of it, you'll lose the fight as well. So
yeah, man. Yeah, I totally agree.
So whether I think it's right or wrong, just be mindful of that. There's a bigger picture at play here.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of history, and that's what keeps it being Muay Thai. And
keeps it beautiful.
I think that's where like the importance of the main sanctioning bodies, where part of it is wearing a Mongkon, part of the it's part of the uniform, Mongkon, Muay Thai shorts, doing the Waikru, like those things that we can't lose.
Having a set dress code in the corner, which is not a part of the rule set.
It's not, but it should be. 100%. I think every promoter who has any self-respect should, like,
whether it's a sanctioned rule or not. I feel as a promoter, like anything, if it's your brand on it, these people are your brand.
Yeah, 100%.
So
I've had people. You'll love this. I've had people have a dig at me because of the way I dress in the corner. And it's no different to I had the same sort of people having a go at me about Jason coming out in a gimp mask. Like they say I'm disrespecting the sport. And I'm like, it's entertaining. It's entertainment. It's entertainment. And they're like, oh, so where's the line between entertainment and disrespect? Like, how is the way I dress disrespectful? Like, I'm loud.
You're being expressive.
Yeah, and that's,
you're not being offensive.
No, I'm being me. Yeah. People are offended by people like me.
Yeah.
You can't be the confident white male.
Of course.
White straight male or whatever it is. Like that's, I'm wearing enclosed shoes always, long pants always, minimum t-shirt always. Like, there is nothing disrespectful about what I wear.
No,
it's funny.
It's different.
It's funny.
It's different. Yeah, it's always very entertaining.
But it's same with...
You'll never miss you in a crowd, that's for sure.
No,
it's not hard, even on the streams. It's pretty hard to fucking miss you.
Yeah, but it's also the same with... like walkouts, ring entrances and stuff. Like, man, if you're like, for instance, I'll explain the Jason thing. Main event on the card, so it's almost midnight.
Yeah.
I think most kids are going to be beyond functioning at that time of night anyway.
Yeah.
Kids aren't really going to know what the hell a gimp mask is anyway.
No.
And it was on for like a matter of 2 minutes or whatever. And at the end of the day, like, it's a costume.
Yeah, dude.
It's a costume. It's something that made him stand out as opposed to pretty much everyone else on the card. He was the one, even though the fight didn't work out, he was the talking point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's what you want to be. You want to be remembered.
It comes back to being those characters.
Yeah.
Like Ben Higgins. Prime example, dude.
Bro,
like
I love that guy so much, man. I can't sing his praise, and he can fight, bro.
He is an oddball dude. I've never had the pleasure of actually sitting down and having a conversation with the dude.
He is such a humble, lovely guy. Like, I have all the time in the world for him. And I was the same as everyone else in the beginning.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
And then I sort of, when I'm that guy, I go, who the fuck am I to judge anyone? Look in the fucking mirror.
Yeah.
Like, I'm that guy as well. And I think that's why when I see someone else, I'm not used to it because not many people have the balls to
usually
to stand out like that.
Yeah. And that
Idiot.
weirdo.
Yeah, the weirdo. Yeah. But it's like, it's, you know what, man, like with myself, with Ben, it's not even an act, bro.
Nah.
It's just who he is.
Yeah.
And you have a conversation with him and he's just a sweetie, bro. Like, which reminds me, I've got to send him a t-shirt. I owe him a t-shirt. I'm glad you brought him up.
Yeah.
He's just a sweetie and he goes hard, and I know, you know, he said to me a couple of times he's kind of over it a bit, and he loves his job, bro. He's an arborist.
Yeah. Oh,
so,
cool.
Yeah,
nice.
so he loves his job, man.
He's a tree artist.
Yeah. And it's hard to be doing both. We had that chat as well. And like, if you're not driven with your goals and stuff, then working in a physical job is hard, right?
Yeah, and that's a tough job.
It is, tough job.
Jobs.
I got a boy who fought for me.
Cutting branches, dude. That's very
Gebbo
taxing.
that fought for me. Corey Gebbett. He fought on hardcore and got stopped by. Who did he fight? Oh my God, I can't remember this. Oh, Liam Slavin from Geelong. Before him, got stopped on hardcore, and that was his first fight for me. But he fought us a couple of times in the early days, and then he came over to us.
Yeah.
And he's still around. Like, he works a lot. He started his own business now, which is cool.
Yeah, good on.
And I find, like, a lot of these people, like, he's another bit of an oddball sort of dude, man. Like, but. Was it Antoine? No, I thought Antoine must have been there.
No.
I feel he might be one of those guys who, without Muay Thai, he wouldn't have had the balls to go off and create a business.
Yeah, man. That's
you know, like,
yeah, it certainly helped me.
because you've heard my story about Dan Doggerel Jr. He came to me after 5 fights, and he's like, "Oh, I don't want to fight anymore." He goes, "Can't thank you enough. What I got out of Muay Thai, like he's got a Vietnamese cover band, bro."
Wow.
Yeah, and loves it.
Of all things.
Loves it, bro. And he through the fights that he had, he built the confidence to pursue that. Bro, his story's hilarious. Like, he was just in, like, general classes, training a couple of days a week.
Yeah.
And I had another guy who was, like, in fight prep, like, for his first fight, but it was just after the scamdemic, just after we'd opened back up. I think it might have been for, like, the second, let's say, Muay Thai League, maybe.
Yeah.
And so we're still taking it, like, seriously for the amateurs.
Yeah.
And this boy was, like, really good. I did notice ticker problems, though.
Yeah.
And then, man, out of nowhere, he's just like, "Oh, been given heaps of shifts at work, can't come. I can't come to training." I'm like, fuck, man. And I'm like, straight away look through my gym who I could replace him with.
Yeah.
And I just messaged Dan. I was like, "Hey, bro, so-and-so's just pulled out. What are you weighing?
Yeah.
Any chance you want to fight in 2 weeks?" He's like, "Yeah, all right." Rock's in that night. He was coming in anyway. Rock's in for general class. told, he's like, yeah, man, I don't mind. Bro, he got so bashed.
Yeah.
Like, he'd get in the clinch, and it was like the dude would go like this, and his whole body just fold sideways. It was no core strength, no nothing.
Oh dear, that's terrifying.
And he also, like, we went over to Muay Vic, one of my really early Muay Vics. I think it was him. I reckon on that card I had him and Panna. I reckon it might have been. It was the trip when I got my side steps for my car.
Ah, yes,
for my
the side ball bars.
Yeah, the side ball bars.
Yeah.
So we rock up there, and it was during like scamdemic and stuff, and you had to be clot shotted to fight.
Nice.
And one kid shit the bed, his mum shit the bed and didn't want to hand in like fake documents. So they took off and left this kid unmatched. So he ended up, I go, look, my boy can jump in twice if you want.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so he was fighting a guy who, you know Jason Huynh, he's fighting Kenta for a state title on hardcore. He just,
I know, I do know.
I reckon he just fought, he's got like the purpley colour.
Yeah, I know the name.
So his second fight was him. That's who he was matched against in the early days, right?
Okay.
And the fight that he took was against Nathan Giles, who debuted on the Last Roots.
Yeah.
Young lad from eight limbs.
Yes.
Eight weapons, sorry.
Not eight blades.
Eight blades.
Eight blades, yeah.
8 weapons is here.
Yeah.
8 limbs is, where's 8 limbs? The gym in, isn't that the one? No, that's a different one again. Oh, who knows?
That's funny because we do really only have 8 weapons, but 4
limbs. Yeah.
Anyway.
Kind of 9 with a head.
Yeah.
So
8 blades.
Yeah, 8 blades.
Yep.
So Nathan Giles, who I believe is an amateur, I reckon it was his only loss, was to Dogwell Jr.
Really?
But it was adult versus kid.
Yeah.
And then he was still pretty shit in that fight. Like, then when he had the second fight on the day, Jason was good.
Yeah.
And Dan lost to him, but fuck, it was good to watch.
Yeah.
Like, it was Dan's best performance.
Yeah, cool.
Then I took him to fight in Alice Springs, like unpadded and shit, and he got flogged.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got flogged in that one. By a kid too. This kid was like 15 from, what are they called? Lupinong in Darwin or whatever, yeah. Yeah, got flogged. And then it was shortly after that he was like, look, man, I really want to do this band thing. I'm like, good on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful thing too, man, is learning that, like you say, that confidence and having a passion for something that, you know, it gives you that drive to strive to be more.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, it definitely.
And no ego that doesn't make you keep trying to be a fighter even though you're not a fighter.
No, and that's right.
Because like we said, it's all right not to be a fighter.
Yeah,
you don't have to be a fighter.
And that's, you know, a lot of again that word of being a fighter is, yes, having jumped in a ring makes you a fighter, but you know, there's fights that people battle every single fucking day.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know, I'll
fight, bro.
From first hand experience, dude, I will say that you know, jumping the ring is very, very fucking hard.
Yeah.
But battling addiction every fucking day is very fucking hard as well.
And it's you can learn lessons through Muay Thai that make you stay sober.
Better at fighting that fight every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's it teaches you a lot, man. And I think another thing that's, I think, so beautiful about fighters is once they become that, you know, they build up that resilience, they actually become more open and they become more, you know, willing to discuss things that they've battled with outside of you know, the ring too. You know, and it's a really cool thing.
I think it strips you bare.
Yeah, it does.
Muay Thai, whether even if you're just training, if you're whatever aspect of the game you're in, I think it strips away all the bullshit and leaves you with just you in the end, because you realise you're nothing.
Yeah.
Like
man.
you're just as bashable as the next one.
Yeah, dude.
It doesn't matter whether you're tough, whether you're skilled, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You can be knocked out just like everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a thing to think. Sorry, the thing I think too is, you know, like wanting to leave your mark. You know, you don't have to be a fighter to do that. You know, like there's people.
Whoa.
Wow. Tsunami.
Yeah, it's a bit nuts, isn't it?
There's people in this sport that will forever be recognised, not for fighting, but for being great coaches.
Yeah.
Or being great officials, or being great promoters,
Yeah.
or whatever it is, man. It's not always about the fighters. You know, it's a big part of the sport, and it's, you know, we wouldn't have it without them. And I love it, but like I keep saying, man, there's so much more to the sport than just the time in the ring. There's, you know, all the other stuff that goes into it, and all the roles that different people play in it. You know, and I'll give a shout out too to those people behind the scenes that hand out gloves.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? People that make sure that the ice buckets are full, make sure that the food, you know, food trays.
Because most shows, like 99% of shows, everyone working on those shows are getting paid with a meal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they go out for a meal a week later.
And the occasional fight that someone else fills in for them so that they get a break. You know what I mean? So all the people behind the scenes that make shows work as well, that never see an array of glory, man.
No.
They're not the face of the promotion.
See, I think that's the sport. That's what this sport has over so many other sports.
Yeah.
You have, I think every sport obviously has their volunteers and doing this and that. I just think there's so many little jobs that need to be done in a Muay Thai event, and none of them have glory.
Yeah.
None of them have glory.
No, dude, nothing about it. So I think it's really important too for just people to have that realization, and for me looking at that, dude, it's just another one of those things that I always take note of, and I look at those people and go, these are the people that, like I say, they're never going to see the glory, man, but these are the people that actually care.
Yeah.
They're not the people you see out there that are loud and you know, look at me, I'm doing this. They just do their thing in the background, and
it's like Pete, you know, Tim, Ben, and that from Rebellion. You know, like,
yeah, man,
these guys, man, they have to put up with Sai. Fuck. Like,
I've only had the pleasure of one night with Sai so far. I hope there's many more.
He's I'll probably say we had a bit of a rocky start.
Yeah.
But I think it was more, I think he got comfortable with me earlier than I got comfortable with him.
Yeah, right, okay.
But he is such a caring, loving guy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's very, very clear.
Tries to play the tough guy, but I think there's more heart than anything in that guy. Like and like his love for Muay Thai and beautiful Muay Thai is, you know, something that I think any promoter should stop and look at. And, you know, I say, like, and man, aside from 1774, I don't think anyone's doing anything close to what Rebellion's doing.
No.
And not that I'm comparing the two, or they're different shows. And I think putting that love first, like Sai does, like Aram and Greenie do, it's Muay Thai is number one.
Yeah.
And it's not the quickest way to make your money, but with long-term goals and thinking shit through and planning stuff.
Yeah, and it's also, if you don't build something like Rebellion without being completely authentic.
Yeah.
Because it will crumble.
Oh, for sure.
There's no way that rebellion would have got to where rebellion is
If he was just chasing the dollar.
He was just Sai would have been exposed. And I think it's like anything, man. Eventually, it's going to come crumbling down, and usually it's in a big heap. Unfortunately. With a lot of people hating and a lot of people talking about it or laughing at it, whatever it is. Yeah. But it's like anything, man. If you don't go into it with everything you've got, or you have different agendas or whatever it is that you want to achieve, eventually it's going to come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, if you're not putting the sport first, people see through it. And we talk about the Muay Thai clique, and everyone in that Muay Thai clique has one thing in common: they love Muay Thai. So when there's a show that's putting Muay Thai first, or there's a show that's putting dollars first, pretty much anyone in this clique, is going to go for the Muay Thai guy. And that's why people love Sai. That's why people love going on shows. That's why people love going on 1774. Because they are Muay Thai first.
Yeah, I think it's silly too, like that the whole clique thing is, you hit the nail on the head, is Muay Thai is first.
Yep.
So if you're Muay Thai first, whether you're in the quote unquote clique, Muay Thai is still first.
But if you're putting Muay Thai first, you're going to be in the clique anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things, man. It can't be.
The clique's always growing.
It can't be contrived. It can't be forced. It has to happen organically, man. And you know what I mean? Like it's
it's not like I'm going to do proper Muay Thai now so that I can be popular.
Yeah.
No, you've got the people who aren't genuinely loving Muay Thai and doing the right thing by Muay Thai, like you said, they're going to get found out, and they don't fit in the clique then.
Yeah. Well, and it's.
And I hate that description of it being a clique.
It
is what it is, though. It is a clique.
It is
because it's as I said, it's growing all the time, and it's a big fucking clique.
But it's like you say, it's any time you have people that have the same passion for something. It's no different to when you're in school or
when you GFL or whatever.
Anything you have
whatever
a similar interest in.
Yep.
People. It's how humans work. If people have common interests, then they get together. Yeah. So, I mean, if you
but that's exactly right. That's a really good way of, when people do get people in the clique think they're better. No, we don't think we're better. We just love Muay Thai, like real Muay Thai. We don't want to hear how you can beat Muay Thai. We don't want to see how your style is more effective on the street, whatever.
You're missing the point.
We're missing the point.
Yeah.
And it goes back to that, all the traditions and all the culture that comes along with it. Like it is a fucking package.
Yeah, dude.
Sorry, you can't. My big one.
Yep.
I know people hate it, but people talk about the going under the bottom rope thing. And people, I don't believe in that. Come on, do you really believe in the tennis racket that's wrapped around your head though?
I could not give a fuck what people think about that.
Yeah,
about going under the rope.
Fair call.
It does that to me. It is the way it is. So that's the way it is.
But it's tradition, right?
It's the way it's been forever.
Yeah.
That's the way it will stay.
Yeah.
Don't pick
100%. But this is because this is what my argument is, like, you don't believe in it? That's cool, because I'm sure you don't believe in the tennis racket that's on your head and the armbands that are wrapped around your arms. Like, do you honestly believe they're protecting you, or you're wearing them because you have to?
Or they look cool.
Look cool, or it's the fashion, or it's the rules.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but imagine if the rule was you had to go under the bottom rope. Like, for me, man, I don't think women are lesser beings.
No.
Like,
no.
We're extremely different.
Yeah, we are.
And the Thai culture, like, is the way they look at how powerful a woman is.
Yeah.
Like, and how their magic saps a man's magic.
And this is stuff like this that and this is the importance of having someone who knows about these things, is, you know, not to wear the same mongkong. Boys and girls don't wear the same mongkongs. Yep. You know what I mean? And it's stuff like that.
But it's also cool, like, if you wear the mongkong because it's part of the uniform, and you don't believe that a guy and a girl sharing them, it matters, and like, that's cool. But it still doesn't mean that you can just take away one tradition because you don't agree with it, because of you feel you guys have made that lesser beings assumption. That's what it's actually, because you're more powerful than the man.
Yeah, man.
You know, so it's
do some research before you knock it, man.
And it's like, they want to go, oh man, we have to go lower, we're bottom feeders or whatever, you know, like, no. Like, yous are powerful, yous are strong beings, and yous are great at being used. You need to be doing this because it's how it works. It's how it's worked for. And if you don't like that, then you probably don't really like Muay Thai. I'm sorry. Go to one championship.
Yeah. don't wear a mongkong and steal a ring in a
punch on with force
cage.
Break your thumbs.
Yeah.
Like, but it's it comes from a spiritual place. It comes from a traditional place, and I don't think there is room for certain things to get changed, because if you change one, what does that mean about the rest of it?
That's it. And where does it draw the line?
Where does it draw the line?
It gets to a point where it gets
to one championship. Yes.
Where there's nothing Muay Thai anymore. So it just the whole thing disappears.
You lose the whole package of it, and then it's just people get knocked out. 10 fights a night get knocked out with 4-ounce gloves on. People breaking their hands. No one throwing a kick.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I think it's, honestly, I would like to change the subject, because I think it's a shame talking about cultural beauty and Muay Thai and then talking about one championship, man, because I think I'd love to keep talking about the cultural side of it. One can do whatever they want to do, man.
Yeah.
I just think that like we keep saying, it is a package deal, man. And whether you believe in the magic of the mongkong and the traditions or not, you pay homage to it, because it's a part of the sport.
Yeah. So and there is no sport without that stuff. Like, that's what's been for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Since before it was a sport.
Yeah. And I mean, it's, I guess for me personally, and I've spoken to you about this, is coming into the sport, I never ever thought that it would lead me down a path of like cultural enlightenment. I'm not saying I'm enlightened, but
me too. I went from just full Aussie bogan, no idea about anything, and it's not just the Thai thing, but you've seen me, man, like the last week hanging out, like different languages and different cultures,
it's been an eye-opening trip.
But that's all because of Muay Thai, because I started doing Muay Thai. Like I said to you the other day, I started doing Muay Thai within the first week of, I think, done maybe 2 sessions. I went to a Thai restaurant because all of a sudden I was a Muay Thai guy. And I started eating Thai food, and then within probably 3 months I started going to the Thai temple, and then it was just this big package deal, and then I got to meet people from all over the world because of it, living in Thailand, and then I learnt little bits of languages, and I learnt Thai, and then I learnt 3 dialects of Thai, and then I got a chance to go back to Germany, where I hadn't been since I was a kid, and I'd learnt German for years, and from a pedo, and man, he just got done. My German teacher got done. And I
enjoy your time in the barrels.
Yes. Bodies in the barrels. Watch it. Snowtown. All because of getting my eyes open to something so big. And I was lucky that I had a mentor in Anthony, like that I did the podcast with. Like, I was lucky that I had him who could. He lived in Thailand in the 90s. He'd helped build a gym. He'd fought and trained in places like we could only imagine now.
Yeah.
But he'd spent time in temples. He gave me my first amulet after my first fight and all that kind of stuff. And I learnt a lot of it through him. And then going to Thailand, I was just like, I'm just going balls to the wall with learning all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then I got to go back to Germany because of it as well, which was cool. And then I started speaking German again after years of not speaking it. And
How's it then? It's a bad extent. Sorry, dude.
But yeah, like at the end of the day, when you're in something as big as Muay Thai, like with the culture and the history and stuff, it is why Dog Roll Jr. can go on and do his band thing, because he accepted the whole package, which then opened his mind up to new stuff and doing things that aren't comfortable. Man, probably the biggest thing that stressed people out for their early fights is the white crew. You know what I mean? Like it's, oh God, I gotta get it right, I gotta get it right, I gotta get it right. Man, when you get it right, that's a pressure moment, getting something right. When you're doing it under pressure, which, you know, whether you like it or not, when you first do it even on an AMI show, lights are on everywhere. There's the crowd's almost silent because it's an amateur show and there's nothing exciting going on, and you do your first white crew and you're shitting the bed and you get it almost right. It's a confidence booster. And they're those little steps in life that make you better.
And again, it's the people that no one's not that people's, you know, it's easy to say people's opinions don't matter, but they do.
They do.
People, you know, of course they do. But
they don't get offensive unless they're right.
Yeah, and the people that care and see what you're trying to do, they're going to be the people that matter. And they're going to be the people that they're not going to laugh. They're going to go, you're doing what's right and you're having a crack at doing what's right.
This is why I appreciate people like Sai, Donnie, Daz, Kieran, Andy, like, because they do also keep me accountable. When I'm not doing, like I told you, like Sai, not pulled me up, I asked him because it was something I thought, and he told me what he feels I'm doing, not wrong, but something I'm doing which I shouldn't be doing. Like something that's not quite right. And I'm, you know what, you're 100% right. And since he said that, I hadn't even picked up on it. Since he said it. But that's the thing, you've got, when you don't have an ego, you put in the sport first. You got a pure heart with it. When someone pulls you up, then you should probably listen.
And real, you know, life lessons from us guys.
Isn't it funny? Because, you know, like, you're a Queenslander. I talk a lot of shit about Queensland. But our biggest listening base for ring lovers is Queensland.
Funny that.
Isn't it? Like, I know there's be a lot of those people who listen just so they can bitch about us.
Of course. But
I also get a lot of good feedback from, and then I get to meet people like you and Mav and Corbin and that. Like, it's cool, you know.
I mean, it's, you know, you need sometimes you need an outsider's perspective, and Queensland does get a bad rap, man. And I think if you can't see why, then the chances are you're probably a part of the problem. There's a lot of stuff that goes on, man. Dude, I'll be honest, it does my fucking head in hearing the same arguments over and over again from the people. And I guess for me and us and the people that we are associated with is we know we're trying. You know what I mean? And it's not that thing that, but we are trying. So it does get a bit fucking tedious at times. But But man, it is what it is, and it's like it's one of those things. If you genuinely, in your heart of hearts, know you're trying to do the right thing,
yeah,
and you're patient enough, and you don't give up on it, it's gonna take time.
yeah,
But be patient, and if you really, really believe in something wholeheartedly, you're gonna be patient with it, and you're gonna see, and however long it is, whether it's in 2, 5, 10 years time, that it changes.
Yep.
And then the beauty of that is you can go at the end of it and you can go, I was a part of that.
Yeah.
And that's something special.
Yeah.
That's something really fucking cool.
So I kind of, say like 10 years, whatever, I kind of felt last year was 10 years since I got back to Australia. And when I came back and I went to the first couple of shows, in the first couple of months I was back, I was like, fuck, this is a mess. And I remember saying to a couple of people, like, I'm going to change Muay Thai in South Australia.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to fix it. And man, last year was the first time I can go, we're getting there. That's 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's just gone 11 years since I got back, and it's like, yeah, you still got the shows doing the stupid stuff and the stuff that's irrelevant and whatnot, but they're actually pretty much the minority now, and they're the ones who, there's a place for them because they get the dregs.
Yeah, of course.
Like I always say, like, there's nothing wrong with what Ian Bronson does. There's room for that.
Yeah.
For those people that, like, I like it as a person and stuff, bro. Great dude as well. As a promoter, not my style.
No.
But then you've got people who love a fake title and they want to have their glory of saying they're a champion when they're clearly not.
I mean the
Brad Walton.
We were keeping this so positive. Man, it's worth what it is. But it is worth to you.
Shit gyms need a show too.
Yeah, man, and that's it's finding that happy medium, dude, where we can't all be. I don't say we as in us as a part of the clique, but like world champion gyms. You know what I mean? Like you say, you can't keep up with these guys. So you still, that doesn't mean you don't have a love for the sport. It just means you're not on that. You're not you're not Strike Force. You know what I mean? You don't have 4 or 5, however many fucking world champions they have there.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You've got a bunch of guys that, want to get in and have a crack and want to feel like they're a part of the sport, but they're not, you're not going to go and sit next to these guys and be able to strike up a conversation.
They're usually also those shows. We've got a couple of them in Adelaide, and they're also the gyms that don't want to be part of the clique. Yeah. They want to be their own thing. They want to be, this, like I consider it the outsiders, but to them they're their own insiders. They're inside that their own clique. And
your world, dude, is as big as that you decide it to be. So if that's your thing, cool, man.
Yeah.
That's your world. Is the world a whole lot bigger? Yeah, it is, but your reality of it is what you choose it to be, man. And if you're content with doing that and staying there, fucking good on you, man.
I think what also having what I call the shit shows, like running, it also gets a chance for people who you may think were on the right team as such, and then it gets them to show their true colours. Yeah. Like when you've had people, group of promoters over the last few years here, like last couple of years especially, really focusing on real proper amateur Muay Thai, building into like B and A class, promoting consistently, and that sort of stuff. And then people want to jump between on the shit shows and put more effort into promoting the show that hasn't put any effort into the sport. Than they do into the shows that actually are working to really push the right direction. Yeah. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, hang on, like I thought you cared about the sport. But okay, no, now you're pushing the ego bullshit instead of supporting the supporters.
Yeah.
Like, there's people doing the right thing and trying to build the sport. They're the ones that everyone should just be getting behind. Fuck everyone else.
Yeah, but I mean, and I guess that's it. It sort of comes back to that thing of, you know, sometimes people don't have the understanding of the sports side of it, so they don't really know what. You know, at the end of the day, it's the sports side of it is the important part. But I mean, if you have a sort of lack of understanding about that part and more of an understanding about the other parts of it, you can kind of get, you know, like swayed one way.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's really important if you're a gym owner, a trainer, whatever, coach, you need to be educating yourself constantly beyond just the techniques.
Absolutely.
Like, you need to know who's doing what, why something is happening, why certain people are doing certain things, because then you'll know 100% which team to be on.
And when you know, when we talk about doing these things of doing courses and talking to the right people and all that sort of stuff, people will begin to realize that it becomes very evident what, you know, like what direction, you know, you think that the sport should be going in, and what is right for the sport. But I mean, unless, you know, like we've spoken about so many times, is unless you're balls deep and you immerse yourself fully in every aspect of it, you're only going to know certain compartments. So if you're only focusing on the fight, every fight show has a fight. You know what I mean? Like, what separates you then? So then, you know, the way I sort of look at it is, you look at, you know, then you start to go down the line and you look at, you know, are the fighters, are they putting their girls under the ropes? You know, what's the dress code like in the corners? You know, these finer little details that unless you're constantly learning and paying attention to, then you start to go, okay, right, this is, you know, it's a sort of a flow and effect. And you know, like, you need to be obsessive about it, man. You need to be. There needs to be a part.
There is no she'll be right.
No, man. It's you're all in, or you.
Like, we do over romanticize it,
but I think that's because we care.
I think so too, and I also think because we don't want to lose something so beautiful. And
you need people, you know, like, if say it is over romanticizing it, you know, in order to educate people to do it, you have to. You have to go to that extreme where, you know, it's like, no, this is the way it is. Oh, it's not that important. Well, yeah, it fucking is. You know what I mean? And it's all important. It's all important. You know, and it goes back. We've sort of gone round, but you can't pick and choose what.
There's no 140, 1 foot out.
Isn't important. So if you, you know, if you're a girl and you're wearing a Mong Kong out to the ring, you take it off to go under the ropes.
Under the ropes with a Mong Kong on. That's the latest. Do you know what, man? The only place it happens is Queensland too. Like, I hadn't seen it before. It's just started. They're starting to go under the bottom rope. Cool. But not understanding. And I mean, and that's cool, and that's just come in a little bit in case you're at a picture.
The way you need to, you know, like, look at it as well is in the sense of, okay, yeah, it's wrong, but, you know, being objective, it's a step in the right direction. That they are going under the ropes, and they don't have that next step of education. So going up to them and approaching them, I
hope you enjoyed that, guys. Another really special one for me. I'm lucky to have these people in my life, and the people who I can sit down and have these chats with, and so candid. And, you know, you obviously saw him get emotional in that video, which is special. You know, like, bearing all on a video isn't easy, but that shows how real he is. So, yeah, as I said, I hope you really enjoyed it. Please post in the comments and stuff. Any questions you have, any topics you'd like me to discuss in future episodes, whether it's with a guest or just me on my own, yeah, let me know in the comments. And if you haven't yet liked it, please hit like now. If you haven't yet subscribed, there's a lot of you guys watching but not subscribing, so please subscribe. And yeah, thank you very much for your support. I really appreciate you all. Khop khun krap.